Another story by Richard Goolden, that is Uncle Dickie. And this is one that looks like he's written for Children's Hour, BBC Radio, and it would have been in the 50s, I think, 1950s. We've found more photos of him. So this is copyrighted 1964, the photos. That might have been the Dream Maker. We'll have to look that up to see when he was in the Dream Maker with Michael Medwin. So he's looking elderly there. But, ta-da! Look at that. Oops, just a plain piece of card, but it's actually glued on the picture. So you can see that's from 1937. So this will be one of the autograph photos he would have sent out to people. 1937, so things were a bit tough then, so he's gone and cut out his picture from a magazine, I would say, by the paper, and made his own autograph photo with lots of love from Richard Goulden, Mr. Penny. So he was well known back then for playing Mr. Penny on the radio. And then to show, this is a commercial autograph picture. See, that was all ready to be posted out. So this one's to Joan Robertson. And let's see, this is playing Mr. Mole in Wind in the Willows, but it's looking about the same age as the other one, looking very dapper in his hat. What do we say? About the same age, so I'd say that's in the 30s as well. So today's story is, ta-da! The Woodpecker and the Crocodile. Rather an unusual combination. Now, if I go, it's because I can't read his writing. And I haven't pre-read this, so we're doing this together. Now, remember, this is a script for his reading out on the radio. So we can see here, he's got all the red marks are his sound prompts. So we've got one here. It says writing. Writing, okay. So you listen. Shut your eyes, listen. Oh, hello. Didn't see you there. Have you been there long? Oh, I was busy writing down a story for you. I think I've got it all straight now, though I'm afraid there are one or two blots. Sound prompt. Pen. That'll be... Oh, haven't got a pen to put down. Oh, this'll do. Okay, put the pen down. I thought of it in my bath this morning, only I couldn't write it down there, could I? Because the paper would have got all wet. And I'd only got a piece of soap, and you can't write a story with a piece of soap, can you? At least I don't think you can. I've never tried, of course, but let's see. Oh, yes, the Woodpecker. This story's about a bird called a woodpecker. It's called a woodpecker because it pecks wood with, I think it says, with his beak. It climbs up the sides of trees, holding on to it with its claws, for balance and balancing on its tail. And it pecks little holes in the bark. That's what the outside part of a tree is called, the bark. Nothing to do with the noise of a dog makes. That's another sort of bark. Yes, to do with the noise a dog makes, yes. It pecks little holes in the bark, trying to find little juicy, waggly things to eat for its dinner. Up it goes. Round and round the tree, pecking little holes. Well, there was a Mr. and Mrs. Woodpecker, who lived in a big hole they'd poked. They'd poked in a tree, and their little boy, Willie. Oh my goodness, what's your brother's name? Willie. And they had their little boy, Willie, who was very fidgety because he got nothing to do as there was no other little woodpeckers nearby to play with. And he was a perfect nuisance. So his daddy said to him, "Willie Woodpecker, it's quite time that you learn to do a bit of woodpecking. These holidays, your beak's quite hard enough now, and your tail's getting nice and stiff, and your mummy's cut your toenails nice and sharp. So you fly off to that big tree over there and see if you can pick out some nice, juicy, waggly things for our supper tonight. We're a bit short of food today, and Mummy will be very pleased if you bring home a nice supper for us." So off he went, little Woolly the Woodpecker, quite excited, having something useful to do. And he started pecking away, right up the tree and round, and he really got on splendidly and went higher and higher without ever getting giddy, and got lots of nice little juicy wiggly things for supper. Well, suddenly he saw a branch sticking out of the side of the tree. You know what a branch is, don't you? The bit that sticks out and has the leaves on. And he thought he'd had a peck at that, but of course it was much too thin to be pecked. Grown-up woodpeckers never peck branches, but Willie had never done it before. Of course, he didn't know. Well, do you know something? There was a loud crack, and the branch broke in two, and poor little Willie Woodpecker fell down, wallop, right on top of the old crocodile, who was lying asleep in a pool of water at the foot of the tree with only his nose sticking out of the water. You know what a crocodile is, don't you? It's a great big long animal, longer than me, with a very long pointed nose and a long tail. It's sort of a greeny, browny grey with hard nubby skin, and is a bit damp. Well, the crocodile was rather cross at being woken up and having somebody fall wallop on top of his nose just when he was having a nice sleep. And he pulled up his nose and showed all of his nasty sharp teeth and gave a great snort and blew little Woolly Woodpecker right up into the air, head over heels, topsy-turvy, round and round. And do you know what? I'm blessed if he didn't come down again, right in the same place on the tip top of the crocodile's nose. And the crocodile was frightfully cross, and he said he simply wouldn't have people dancing about on the top of his nose. But when he heard Willie was a woodpecker who was good at pecking things, he got quite nice and friendly and asked him if he would mind pecking the middle of his back for him, as it was very dirty and had got very tickly and scratchy, and he couldn't reach it with his tail. Willie was delighted, and so was the crocodile, and he gave him a lovely spring clean. And the crocodile gave Willie half a crown and some lovely worm sandwiches, and Willie flew home to tell his mummy and daddy all about his wonderful adventure. And he used to go back and scratch the crocodile's back every month, so soon he got quite rich, because he always got half a crown. Well, isn't that a wonderful little story? You're not homesick today. Teachers have got an RDO or whatever, as per usual. So we'll see you Sunday. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye.